and I really fell in love with like NBA basketball.
Okay,
like,
okay.
You know,
do you like college basketball? Like, do you like the?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just watch a lot of basketball in general. You know, but back then. It was a lot of like NBA basketball, Timberwolves, you know.
Okay.
And like the first player I like really tried to model my game after was Karl Anthony Towns.
Okay, yeah.
Because obviously he was the best player on Minnesota at the time, and like we played the same position.
You know? And pretty stylistically the same.
Yeah.
Did you always want to shoot threes? Was that what it was?
I mean, like every center wants to shoot threes,
yeah.
You know? But I never really got to shoot threes until like I lost a lot of weight at like it was senior year of high school.
Oh, okay.
That's when I started shooting threes, you know, you know, because I knew I had to be able to shoot if I wanted to play college college basketball.
Yeah.
You know? So
that's actually funny. My brother is talking about that. He's like, if you can't shoot, and this is like at the D2 level, he was like, if you can't shoot, they'll actually game plan you off the court.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, especially at my old school. Like we had like we called them like rovers.
Okay,
that's what we called like, and like when we're like the day before games and we're what's it called, like going through the scout and like trying to guard the other opponent's team. Like we would literally be calling like rover, and that meant like just don't guard that person, like just sit in the paint and like go like help off of someone else. Like that's what they called, you know. And like we would throw like open gyms and like we would say like, oh, rover, you know. If you heard that, like you feel disrespected.
For sure.
That means you just can't shoot.
Make sure you keep the mic up a little bit.
That just means you just can't shoot, you know. And that's just disrespectful.
And honestly, I feel like once someone leaves you open, it hurts.
It hurts, yeah.
Because it's like, I can shoot. Y'all don't need to disrespect me like that.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, one of the things I find interesting, just like scheming wise, because I was looking into being a coach. If you have a guy that can't shoot, like if you have one non-shooter, it's magnified when you're at the high school level, when in theory, all of you technically can't shoot. You're all shooting below 30-40%, so you're not actually a shooter. So if you got a guy that actually cannot shoot, you could like literally stand in the middle of the paint and then just let it go.
Just let it go.
Oh my God. And there's only so much you can do to counter it, because it's like you can get to a point where you just have the guy constantly moving and cutting, but you can be like, you know what, I don't care, because I doubt that they're able going to be catching it and just go straight to the finish. Because you're not ready to hoop. That's
exactly. Another thing that like they've tried to do is like turn that person into like a screener.
Okay,
setting screens like off ball screens,
like a center.
Screens, you know, and like getting him free from there. You know, and that's like that works, but it's not sustainable for the entirety of the game. You know, because like.
You can start rejecting the screen. Like you just don't even care about their screen. Okay.
But
and I feel like, that's fair. Because I remember I used to coach, and it's kind of hard to scheme for that because of your teammates start to feel the burden when you can't shoot. So they're kind of forced to play farther out than they can even hoop realistically. So it's tough. It is tough. What's one of the things that you learned while you were younger compared to now? Like, what was one of the things that you look back and was like, oh, I picked it up then? Like, do you still use your post moves from when you were young?
Yeah, some of them. Like, I tried. I have like go-tos, like my baseline spin, but like a lot of players in college do that same spin. So like, a lot of people just sit on that spin. You know, it's
they know it's coming.
Or like. Then, like in college, like they really go into the scouting report, so they know which hand you're going to, like your post moves. Like, so you have to have a counter for everything, or it's like you could just be easily shut down. You know,
like that's kind of tough, especially in the context of. Actually, are you trying to transition to be a guard? Is that like the goal?
Yeah, that's the goal, because like you know this like. They do have like small ball fives in the league, but it's like
you don't even want to play that position.
You don't want to, you don't want to play that position, you know.
Yeah. So, because it's like you're what they say you're 6'7", but are you like 6'6", 6'5"?
I'm 6'6".
You're 6'6" flat.
Yeah. Oh my God, but there's a bunch of people who lie about their height.
Nah, that's real. Honestly, that's one of the things that scare me about like NBA players and like basketball players like in general. Because it's like I remember when I was in high school, we had a 6'6" center. And then I went to go play AAU, and our guard was a 6'6", like 1. So I'm like, what do you expect me to do with that? Because they start like playing D and stuff like that. And I really recognize this. There was a year that I was trying to play for D1 Minnesota, but this was the year that it was Tyrell Terry, Jameson battle, and then a whole bunch of just 5 stars, 5 stars. I didn't know that coming in. So I'm doing the tryout. And then I realized, I was like, wait a minute. These guys are good, but I feel like there's another echelon. Yeah. And then I was talking to one of the coaches. And I was like, how did I do? Am I going to make the first team? What's the play? And then he looked at me like, are you bad? Are you a sick guy?
Yeah.
It's like the first team's been figured out for like 7 months now.
Yeah, they know. Like, it really is like a business. Like, AAU, like, they have the teams. Like, you know, they're like recruiting the team before the trials even come. The trials, honestly, is just to make extra money.
You just get some bread after that?
Yeah, it's to get extra bread off of that. Yeah.
Honestly, that's one of the funniest things I find about AAU. Because it's like, if you're good, you should not pay a dime.